All right, so for this first one, we've got f of 3 equals 5 and f of 6 equals 40. What is f of 12 if it's a power function? So we've got f of 3 equals 5 and f of 6 equals 40. And we want to find f of 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. So it's a power function, which means we're following the multiply rule. So then we're going to be multiplying on both sides. This is times 2. This is times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. And then we do times 2 again. So 6 to 12, you end up skipping the 9. And whatever f of x value goes with the 9. And then we're going to do another times 8 over here to figure out what f of 12 is. So 40 times 8 is 320. So then f of 12 is 320. All right, number 2. So now we just need to fill in this table. So let's just make that real quick. 2, 6, 18, 54. F of 2 equals 12 and f of 6 equals 108. So from 2 to 6, that's times 3, right? X times 3, 2 times 3 is 6. And then from 6 to 18, that's times 3. 18 times 3 is 54. And then on this side, we've got 108 divided by 12 is 9. So this is 12 times 9 is 108. 108 times 9 is 972. 972 times 9 is 8,748. So that's your table filled in. And that looks like this. Then we go to our next one. So now we're going to try and find an equation for this one. So it's already typed in here, but let's see how we find that. So we've got our table here. So first we need to find the exponent, and then we can find the coefficient. So to find the exponent, we have to figure out 3, this number, to what power n equals 9, this number. So we've got 3 to the power of n equals 9. You can figure that out without rewriting this. I can look at this right away and say n equals 2. But if you want, if it's a different situation and you don't know the answer right away, you want to plug it into a calculator, the way you would do that is you would write this as log, rewrite it in its log form, right? Log base 3 of 9 equals 2. So then n equals 2. So we're almost, we're halfway to our equation. We've got f of x equals kx to the power of 2. So now we just need to solve for k. We can do that by plugging in one of the points here. So let's use 2 and 12. So then 2 will be our x value, and we'll have f of x, which is 12 of 12 equals k times 2 squared. So that's where those values come from. And now we just solve for k, right? 2 squared is 4. So we've got 4k, and then that's equal to 12. So now we just divide both sides by 4. And you get k equals 3. So we come in here, we can write in our coefficient k equals 3 and our exponent equals 2. And our equation is going to be f of x equals 3x squared. All right, let's go to the next one. So now we're going to be looking at f of 2 equals 80 and f of 4 equals 1280. So we're going to see on the left side we're multiplying times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And on the right side we're multiplying 1280 divided by 80 is 16. So times 1280 over 80, which equals times 16. So we're going to do times 16 again. 1280 times 16 is 20,480. And that times 16 is going to be 327,680. And as you can see, that works. So now we'll go to the next one. So now we need to find the equation, right? So we'll do the same thing we did on the last one. We're going to say 2 right here to the power of n equals 16. So 2 to the n equals 16. So we can rewrite this as log base 2 of 16 equals n. And that is equal to 5, or 4. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So that's equal to 4. N equals 4, so then we've got f of x equals kx to the power of 4. And now we just plug in a point. 2, x equals 2, f of x equals 80. So we've got 80 equals k times 2 to the 4th. So then 2 to the 4th is 16, so 80 equals 16k. Divide both sides by 16. So then you get k equals 5. So then we've got k and n, so then we know f of x equals 5x to the 4th. And we can test that here. Our coefficient's 5, our exponent's 4. We got f of x equals 5x to the 4th. Remember, no spaces. Make sure you don't have any spaces in here. All right, let's move on to the next one. So f of 2 equals 80 and f of 4 equals 1280. So 2 times 2 is 4. 80 times, oh, we already did this one. So updated, we've got f of 1 equals 1/2 and f of 2 equals 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, right? And then 1/2 times 4 is 2. If you think about it, 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1, plus 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2. So that's 4 1/2s. So this is going to be times 4. And then we're just going to keep doing that to fill in our table. And then we've got 2 times 4 is 8. And 8 times 4 is 32. Just to check that and see these are all correct. And now we will come up with our equation. So, same thing as we did before. First thing we're going to do is figure out n by figuring out what exponent we need. So 2 to the power of n equals 4. And this 4 just comes from here. And this 2 just comes from here. So 2 to the n equals 4. We're going to rewrite that as a log in case you ever need to type it into your calculator. You probably know what n is, though. Log base 2 of 4 equals 2. 2 squared equals 4. So then we've got n equals 2, so we can rewrite it as f of x equals kx squared. And now we just plug in our point up here, 1 and 1/2. So we say 1/2 equals k times 1 squared. And that's kind of nice because we're actually not going to have to divide. 1/2 squared is 1, so then we get 1/2 equals k, right? And k is always actually going to be the number at f of 1. We can't always get to f of 1 by working backwards, so it's easier to solve it this way. So 1/2 equals k, so then f of x equals 1/2 x squared. Let's plug that in real quick just to test it. And it does work. We've got k equals 0.5, exponent equals 2, and f of x equals 1/2 x squared. Again, make sure there's no spaces or anything in here so that it accepts your answer. And that's that. Good work.